maybe we can at least pull it out of the garage.
Super strong pass right there for the truck. Oh, you just saw a 10-second diesel truck.
How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the garage. Hope everybody had a good week. It is now Friday. It is now the weekend. Well, tonight's still a school night. Got to work tomorrow, but it is the weekend, so that's a plus, I guess. Anyhow, tonight we will be working on the race truck. The goal for tonight is to get the race truck moving. We have our transmission in from Muldoon's. We have our converter in from Gear End. I still don't know how to say it. Anyway, we know our fuel system works. We know the truck starts, but the transmission is still empty. So in order to accomplish this, we need to install our trans cooler, which as you can see, I finished up the mount for. So the plan is to drill and tap the frame right here and have it sitting there with bolts on the top and then some on the bottom. Basically, I took our old mount and I just added some gussets and a plate here. So we'll drill and tap that, add that to the frame. Hopefully we can run our cooler lines. I believe I have the fittings to do that. If not, none of this will happen. But hopefully we can get that all accomplished. Also, to do that, we're gonna need to fill the truck with coolant. We probably don't have to do that, but it's something that needs to be done. We're gonna have to do it eventually, but I figure if it's gonna be running a while, might as well have coolant in it. So I got coolant. The other part of that is, I don't know if you guys remember, we had this Source Automotive piece. It's the coolant riser pipe that basically sat right there, and what that allowed us to do was eliminate that ugly pipe coming up that went to the EGR. But it also supplied the heater box, so we don't need this anymore. So what I did, I fashioned my own block off plate off of our stock pipe, basically just cut it and capped it, as you can see. So we can install this, that'll block that off, so we won't have to have this whole pipe and, you know, figure out something here. We got it figured out. We're just going to block it off and everything should be good there. I know Fleece makes a block off that is like billet aluminum and has an AN adapter to it for like their coolant system for like the 13 plus trucks. I decided to just make my own because I had the factory riser pipe and I didn't see a use for it, as I already have a spare one of these. So we'll put this in, we'll fill the truck with coolant. So we'll get the coolant situated, then we'll move to our trans cooler. We'll start filling the transmission. We've been through this a few times before, but just to reiterate, we're gonna put probably about 8 quarts in the trans. We're gonna start the truck. We'll put it in drive. We'll put it in reverse. Just get the torque converter and the pump, pumping fluid and filling stuff up. Shut the truck off. We'll add another 4 or 5 quarts, whatever it is, to, you know, see the level really rise above the marks on the dipstick. And then we'll start the truck, put it in drive, put it in neutral, put it in reverse, and then we'll put the truck in neutral, which will keep the pump on the transmission going and pumping the system, filling the system, and we will fill it from there and periodically check every quart, every 2 quarts, whatever. You know, at first we'll do it like every 2 quarts, and then we'll do it every quart so we don't get too much fluid in there. The truck roughly holds 20 quarts, if I remember correctly, but that was with 2 trans coolers, so it might be a little less. Well, it'll be a little less, but we have 2 quarts in the torque converter. So this is all stuff we just gotta be mindful of. So we'll fill the transmission. We also have to bleed our brakes because we had this brake line to the rear that I had cut accidentally when I cut this mount out. So we'll have to do that. We'll have to bleed the rear brakes back here, you know, before we can really move the truck. And really, we should probably do that, honestly, before we start doing the trans stuff, just because we're going to have to be on the brake and draw it. Well, we'll probably do the brakes before we fill the transmission, just to get it out of the way so I don't get excited and get ahead of myself. But the other thing is, I got some fittings so we can make a temporary filter for our fuel cell and, you know, rollover valve. So this is going to go to this little pipe and go to this fitting from Tractor Supply. I got it is 1/2 inch pipe to 5 inch. It is 1/2 inch pipe nipple to 5/8 JIC female. So JIC and AN are pretty much the same thing, but JIC has a lot looser specs than AN fittings, and usually your AN fittings are all aluminum. But a thing I had found out when trying to find like the right adapter here, Tractor Supply had something that'll work for now. But if you look, AN, like you see a -8 line. Well, that's a 1/2 inch line, but why? You know, like what's the correlation? Basically what I came up with is every dash number, each one of those numbers is a 1/16. So a -8 would be 8/16, thus 1/2 inch. So this is a -10, that's 10/16, otherwise 5/8. Just so you guys know, make that AN thing make more sense. You know, -6, you're talking about a 3/8 line. So it helps knowing that correlation. It makes things seem a lot simpler. We'll get to it. We'll put our plug in, fill the truck with coolant, do the brake bleeding, put the trans cooler in, fill the transmission, and maybe we'll pull the truck out tonight. We're not going to go anywhere because, well, we got no lights or anything like that, and it'll be dark by the time we get there, but maybe we can at least pull it out of the garage. We got coolant in the engine, our coolant plugs in. So when I was filling the cooling system, I started hearing like some dripping and some water hitting the ground, or some coolant hitting the ground. Whoa, what's going on? Like nothing should have broke, nothing, you know. Well, here I forgot a plug back here. We took out the part where the coolant returns to the head from the heat exchanger, from the heater core. I forgot to plug that and put a plug in it, but I had a plug, so I plugged it. Now we're good to go. The cooling system is filled up, but I did forget that plug. We took it out so long ago, it completely escaped my mind. Our brakes are bled. We got this sweet breather for the fuel cell. Honestly, I kind of like how stupid it looks, as much as that doesn't make any sense. I don't know, it just looks weird, but maybe we'll just spray paint it and leave it. My original plan was just to keep it on there for now, but I don't know, it'll really probably confuse a lot of people. What's this shit? Anyhow, our transmission cooler is mounted, and it is steady, buddy. It is rock solid. So all I did was I drilled and tapped the frame for 5/16 bolts. If you guys don't know how to drill and tap, just look it up on the YouTube. It's easy enough, but it's a 5/16 bolt, so it's an F drill. So I drilled the holes, tapped it, threaded the bolts in. Easy enough. And this is a nice little coincidence. I didn't plan on that. Those holes were already in the bracket, but looks like we drilled it for our wire harness. Good deal. So we're not going to worry about wiring and all that tonight. So we're going to plumb the transmission cooler, get that all plumbed up to the transmission, fill this sucker, and maybe we can move this thing out of the garage tonight. Well, we'll be moving it right back into the garage, but we can move it out for a second. Well, tonight's a bust. The plans to start the truck and fill the transmission and actually pull the truck out of the garage were very well intentioned on my part, but I had one slight oversight that cost us the whole night. My oversight was here. These transmission cooler lines. I was thinking about this transmission cooler here, the one we just mounted up. It used to sit in the middle of the bed there. So I was thinking, hey, we have way more than enough line, not a problem. But I failed to think about, this was our return before. As you can see, we had actually junctioned or connected an existing line with a new line. And that was our return, which does fit. A little sag. If anything, it needs shortened up. Not a big deal. Well, our feed, if you remember, used to come out of the transmission, went to that smaller cooler, then it 180'd out and went to that bigger cooler that we have currently in the truck. Well, I have no way to combine these lines, and really, even if I do what I did here, we're going to have just an amalgamation of shit. It's just going to look like a complete mess, and you know what? We should just do it right, get all new line, and not have to worry about it. I was trying to figure out every which way I could make it work, and then finally I stepped back and looked at it, and I was looking at these 3 separate lines, which are actually 4 separate lines without this connector fitting, and I said, you know what? Enough's enough. I don't need to be fucking around like this. That's a big oversight on my part. I thought we had more than enough line here, which we do, but it's not in one piece. And we don't need to have all these connections, all these different fittings. It's just stupid to do that. And the fact that I was even trying to figure out how to make it all work just means I need to stop. I need to, take a step back and do it right. Have one fitting on one end, one on the other, nothing in the middle. Don't need to be worrying about that shit. If we got to cut it down the road, add another cooler, that's one thing. But for what we're doing, we should have one line. That being said, the Vibrant Performance push lock fittings that I had originally gotten for the fuel system, I have not returned them to Summit Racing yet. So I said, oh, well, I'll use those. Let me check the ratings for the heat, because I know for the fuel, not a big deal, low pressure, all that. They just weren't NHRA approved. But we can use it for the transmission. Well, their operating temperature is like up to 212 degrees for a fluid. The transmission will get close to 200, so we're going to be pushing that boundary. So I think I would rather go with a stainless braided line like we've had in the past. Haven't had any issues. I just shouldn't be fucking around with it. So guys, like I said, tonight's a bust. Yes, we got the truck filled with coolant. We got the brakes bled. We got the transmission cooler mounted. We got our funky little breather for our fuel cell, which I actually kind of dig. I don't know why. Another thing, I did have to bolt down the air dog and the fuel cell. I just had them loosely in there with the bolts in the holes. I didn't have any nuts on them, so I tightened them all up. But other than that, we really didn't get accomplished what I wanted to, which was getting this thing fired up, getting it moving, getting the transmission filled, all that. But it is what it is. Yeah, it's just another night in the garage. You forget one little thing, which little thing, big thing, long thing, whatever. You forget one thing and the whole night goes to shit. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like it, subscribe to the channel. I'll check you guys in the next one. Get out in your garage, get the wrenching on your truck, and try not to forget anything like I did.